Hi everybody. So I'm going to speak about coming into your psychic gifts and just kind of an understanding of what that really is for those that are on the start of their journey or kind of trying to navigate it and don't quite know. I'm going to be covering the clairs. I'm going to be covering how they might come through, ways in which to kind of understand which ones are most prominent in you, because all of us are psychic, all of us have these gifts. And as we continue to move through higher and higher energy, we will continue to increase these energies, these gifts, and of course how they come through for us. Now, all of us experience things differently. Of course, we are all individual, yet at the same time there are commonalities and there are similarities that we can all kind of jump in on to further and better understand our own personal journey, because we are one with everything. We are one with all that ever was, all that is, and all that ever will be. And so connecting with that and understanding that and seeing how we may have similarities and how we can piggyback on others' experiences and kind of get to know ourselves through others' experiences is really, really massive. We are empathic creatures by nature, and so much of our evolution is based on communication and empathy, being able to pick up where someone left off through feelings and through words. And it's very important, I feel, when you're going through a spiritual journey that can seem like you're alone, especially in the state of the world at the moment. It's important to realize you are absolutely not alone, and there are similarities and there are many things that you can see right now that make you feel at home, because you are at home. So, number one, trust. It is the most important thing, I think, in this whole process, when it comes to psychic gifts, when it comes to your awareness, when it comes to your intuition, which is all kind of married together, right? When I was first delving into all of this, I thought that it would be something that would like slap me in the face, like the experience would be undeniable, that it would be like inescapable and just so prominent and right in my face, right? That I would be hearing voices, someone would appear right in front of me, that it would be so like wow. And so I want to kind of share with you that it is subtle. It is so subtle, and it's about you tuning into those subtleties. So if you're expecting that, it could very well be that way. Some people have spontaneous Kundalini awakenings and activations and all this. Some of us have a slower process, and it's not even slower. It's actually that you don't have as many physical blocks, so that when the energy does come through, you don't have to have these really intense feelings, because you have already been processing it slowly for a while, and you're allowing that to come through as it does. Usually when people have this kind of spontaneous moment, it's because they have been quite asleep to many things in their life, and all of a sudden their energy is just like pow pow pow, and they have to just face all these things. Their body can get stuck, energy can get stuck in your different chakras, right? A lot of us are stuck in our first three chakras, a lot of us are stuck in our top chakras. So when you have your own spiritual journey, it can definitely be a little bit frightening if you all of a sudden have gone from 0 to 100 and you're like, whoa. But at the same time, for many of us, including myself, it's not 0 to 100, it's kind of 0 to 10, then 20, and then 30, and then 40, and you're just kind of slowly going up. And that means that you're not going to have necessarily such strong and intense experiences, although you still can, of course. However, it will be more in the subtleties. And if you're willing to tune in and you're willing to quiet down, which is one of the most important things about it, the only way that we can actually know if it's our voice in our head or someone else's, or if there is guidance coming through or activations, downloads, all these kinds of things, is only if we know where we end and where something begins. And the only way we know that is because we've done the work, and we know when it's our thoughts, because we know our thoughts by this point, right? So you have to have a level of awareness and consciousness to actually tune into these subtleties, because it comes with the knowing of when there is something external that just kind of pops in your mind without you having had done anything. So this is not something that you consciously conjure. It's something that enters your mind, enters your energy field, and it's there with or without your consciousness. And that's why meditation is so important. That's why mindful activity is so important, is because it allows you to quiet down enough, to quiet down your environment and make it less emphatic, so that all of a sudden You can listen, you can hear the internal whispers of your soul, or you can hear your guidance system. Knowing what thoughts are yours is vital. So being conscious of your inner monologue, being conscious of that dialogue is immense. What you say to yourself repeatedly becomes your life. You are creating your life every single day through the thoughts that you choose to speak, through the thoughts that you choose to have, through the thoughts that you feed. So many of us, when we're starting off, we don't even realize that a lot of the thoughts that we have, particularly ugly, negative ones, are not even our own. They are either part of our conditioning and programming, which is not willfully ours, or it is external influences. And we just kind of grab onto it because we think it's our thought, but it's not. It's a thought in our sphere that we attach with our consciousness that then creates our thoughts from that. But as you continue to do the inner work and the shadow work and all those things, you do start to realize where you end and this new thing begins. And so as you do that, you will find imagery, thought processes, nudges, intuitive pulls towards things if you quiet down enough. Now, I wanted to cover the clairs because when I first understood them better, it really made me understand my capacity and what I hold and what I already kind of have in me that is quite prominent because I am highly intuitive and that's only increasing, and my clairs are definitely on as well. So I'm just going to go through the clairs, and there is more than these, but these are the main ones. So the one we know most is clairvoyance, which is a visual clair. That means that you can see visions and you see ahead. It can be in dreams and stuff like this. We have clairaudience, which is auditory, so that could be voices and sounds and music and all this kind of things. We have clairsentience, which is feeling, right? You feel, it's like a sentiment. It's like you feel something's off, you feel something's really amazing, you feel energy quite a lot. That's very empathic if you're clairsentient. There's claircognizance, which is all about knowing. So it's not about necessarily feeling, it's like you know it. You know something all of a sudden. You got that download. You know something you didn't know before. You know that that door, behind that door, something's not right. You know that something's not right over there. You know that something's really amazing over there. You know. So those are the four main ones. I don't know if I said five before, but that's the four main ones. There are other ones like Clairaudience and all these other ones that you kind of taste different things and smell different things and all this stuff. And I have also felt that, and you might as well. The thing is, a lot of us have all of them. Most of us have all of them, but some are stronger than others. And a good way to kind of figure out if you have one or all of the clairs is to remember, like, movies that you watch. When you watch a movie, what is most likely to stick with you? What is most likely to be taken from that movie? Is it the visuals? Do you remember the visuals and you're like, wow, that was incredibly cinematic. I love the colors. That was brilliant. I love the way that was edited. The CGI was amazing. Or is it more about the music? Are you always listening to the soundtrack and you love the sound of the voices and the words and the dialogue, right? Is that what sticks to you? The sounds, the vibration. When you watch something, is it more the feeling, like what it leaves behind, that you remember most? Like, wow, that made me feel really good. I feel really inspired because of that. Or is it the actual knowing that you have, like when you're watching a movie, you're like, wow, I know what's going to happen next. Yeah, I know what's going to happen next. And you're always kind of ahead of the game. That's a really, really good way for you to kind of figure out where you already have heightened senses, heightened intuition, heightened abilities. So if you are the type that gets like the visuals and the auditory, then that's probably your strongest clairs, which is amazing, because then you can think, okay, these are already strong, let's make them stronger, let's practice, let's flex those muscles, and then that can lead you to beautiful, beautiful paths. I hope that made you kind of understand the clairs a little bit better, understand where you're at, and hopefully from there you can choose to work on them. You know, when you meditate, you can definitely ask for things and you can tune into things and you can work on different chakras, you know, because the chakras are also connected to the clairs. I hope that helped. I hope that gave you a better understanding of the clairs, a better understanding of your own journey. I would absolutely love to know what comes through for you, what resonated the most, and yeah, if this helped in some way, made you feel better, as well as hopefully inspiring you to delve further into your gifts, because you have them and they are there waiting for you. And by you doing the inner work and by you quieting down and being more open and receptive, you really find that it just floods through really nicely. And it doesn't have to be a lot, and you can choose to say, and I do this all the time, that I want to continue to awaken more of my gifts in a gentle and gradual way, because I do not want 0 to 100. I'm just not that type of person. I do like to have time to integrate, and really that is the healthiest way, because the reason that people get stuck and have all these kind of psychosis and kundalini awakenings and stuff that can sometimes be beautiful but a lot of the time can be shocking and crazy to the system. It literally makes your body not know what to do with such a big surge of energy. So it's nice to have that awareness that you have the ability to dictate where you are going and how your experience unfolds. I definitely believe that. That might not be your belief, and that won't be necessarily how it plays out for you, but that is what I believe, and so that is how it plays out for me. And so I do encourage you to ask and speak out loud into existence what it is that you're wanting. Yes, I would love to have more clarity in my clairs. I would love to have deeper psychic gifts, and I would like it to happen in a pleasurable, beautiful, blissful, gentle, and gradual way, or whatever that is that fits what you want. So, yeah, I really hope that was of service to you and your beautiful soul. If it was, I would absolutely appreciate a like, a comment, some love, a subscription, all the things that you can do to support me, because I know that I'm here to be of service, and I would love to be of service to as many as I can. So thank you so much for tuning in, and let me know in the comments anything that stood out for you and if I've cleared anything up.